Wait. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's wait for everybody to get in here. And then once they do, we'll get it started. All right, so we'll do a test, audio and video test if everything's okay. Give me a thumbs up or a everything is okay message. Colin, happy Friday. That's right. For those of you that don't know, market will be closed tomorrow. So ensure you guys are aware of that. All right. So, good morning, Rav. Good morning, Edgar. Good morning, Dodger. Colin, Joshua, Namra, Matthew, Robert. Morning, morning, morning. Everything is okay. Perfect, perfect. All right. So, let's wait a little bit longer here. Maybe we'll wait till 8:35 and then we'll get going. For those of you that are already here, make sure you smash that like button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. So, market's about to push all-time highs. Exciting stuff. Victor, good morning. Paneet, good morning. Atik, Stan, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. It is Friday for us traders. I wonder what MVIS and MSFD are doing. Oh. It's all good. Navid, he just won $5 million in Denmark. Any tips on investing? Yeah. Go and probably give most of that money to your bank and let them invest it for you. And then, I don't know how good you are at investing, but slowly learn the ropes around, how to invest long term and whatnot. So, like, sell private videos too, huh? This is not a, is this private? This is not private. This is a public video, Matthew. Good morning, Benjamin. Good morning, Brands. Oh, Brands Performance. Marcus, good morning. All right, guys. So, it's 8:35. Let's get started. Here we are, right? So this is where we are in the SPY. As you guys can see, we pushed up right to this 398 area yesterday, right here with that big wick, and then we kind of rejected. We fell through a little bit, and then near the end of the day, we had a little bit of weakness, and here we are today, pre-market, sitting at that exact level again at around the 398. All right, guys. So here we go. We hit it once. We rejected. We're coming up to that 398 area one more time. If we can break above at the open with some strength and kind of, get direction and hold above this, I think we could see that 400 area come. However, if we start seeing some selling pressure here and just fall right through, then we're probably going to get stuck in this range again from 398 to 394, and things might go a little bit sideways here. All right, so that's something to keep into consideration. Again, I wanted to touch base on the triple Qs. right? This is being the tech sector. And guys, what do we talk about? This channel here, the side channel that we had going on, right? If we broke above that, we would have got above the 20-day moving average, right? Yesterday, we were kind of pinched in between the 50 and the 20-day moving average. Currently, we're sitting at 322, right? So the 50-day right now is sitting at 321-ish, and we are at 322, okay? 322.79 to be exact, which is all the way up here, all right? Now, what do we need to do? We need to hold above this 50-day moving average in order to even think about, getting any long-term swings in tech, or even short-term swings, all right? Because what's happening is a lot of stocks are coming up to this other pivot high, which essentially is this pivot high right here, the 324, okay? So let's zoom in a little bit on the time frame. Here we are, right? Yesterday pre-market, I told you guys we're popping our head out of that channel, and we had a solid push on it yesterday, right, which brought us up to this area right here. This was our high, okay, and now we're pushing up. All right, once we do get here to this 324 pivot area on the QQQs, I do expect selling pressure, simply because everybody who bought that move up is going to start selling again. So we should see some selling pressure up here at 324. Now it becomes a matter of, do we have enough buyers sitting here in order to get past that hump, right? And what I mean by that hump is this right here. So for example, if we look at Tesla, if we go to the daily chart, right, this hump right here is going to be selling pressure, right? That's like $700 area, right? And we got this across everything. If we go look at NEO, we have this hump right here, right? Obviously NEO is not there yet, but we have this hump right here. We can look at any tech name that you bring up will have this hump, right? QS is making a nice run, right? QS, again, this hump at $60 area is going to be resistance. So a lot of these names are looking the same, and that hump or that valley here that is going to act like a resistance is going to be vital, okay? So that's as far as that goes. Some other things that you guys can kind of take into consideration. Mara had a strong day yesterday. I think Bitcoin is still doing well, currently sitting at 409. It tried to break above that $50 area, failed. Tried to do so again today pre-market, it failed that as well. And yeah, and that's about it. That's as far as what the SPY and the market are going to do. So it's a vital area here, right? So we're pushing all-time highs. We need to get above this. If we can hold, we can see a move towards 400, and then we kind of have to assess that 400 area is going to be a big psychological number on this, on the market. But then again, if you guys are heavily invested in tech, you want to keep an eye on the QQQ, okay? That's going to be your sign on whether tech is going to move up as well, because the SPY can push. We've been there where we see the market pushing as a whole, but tech names aren't moving, right? So we are approaching all-time highs, but tech is still a little bit lower, and that's simply because there's different names in the market as a whole that move the market, right? Like industrials, consumer cyclicals, and whatnot. And as far as industrials go, airlines, guys, I think are doing a very, very good job so far. Haven't moved much, but they all held their prior breakout, and they're still doing very well. I know cruise lines are not doing very well, but I mean, even for cruise lines, bad news is no longer that much of a bad news anymore, right? So we had that massive sell-off on them postponing them being able to allow travelers and whatnot. However, it's bouncing back pretty nice. Again, held that retest level right here, this breakout. This held this prior resistance, which is now support. All right, that's as far as that goes. And yeah, so I'm just gonna go through the messages here, see if you guys have any messages. We'll address a couple of your questions. Anything you guys want to ask me, let me know, and we'll go over a few charts that you guys mentioned. All right. Good morning, Troy. Yes, tomorrow is a holiday. Happy Easter weekend, Nancy, to you as well. Call it and give the video a like. Yes, guys, go ahead and smash the like button. YouTube loves it when you guys like the videos. I don't even know what it does, but just go like the video. Good morning, Moaz. Good morning. All right, so people are talking about XL. Let me take a look at XL. What is X? What's the ticker? Yeah, XL. Terrible chart here. Absolutely horrendous. Lost its IPO or whatever that is. And just under all EMAs, selling pressure increased here. We hit that 200 moving average, which as always, it's support until it's not, right? Broke down below it. Now it's resistance. Very struggling. Downtrend. I don't see anything in this. It might pop up towards the 20-day moving average, which is at around 11.30 or $11 area, and then kind of continue forward. But in order to take a position in this, you guys are going to have to really wait for some sort of sideways consolidation that might take a few days or months as that goes. As a Canadian investor in U.S. stocks, could you discuss taxation on dividends paid out on U.S. stocks? I am only mainly invested in U.S. stocks. I very rarely hold any Canadian stocks, and it's the same for me. It's the same thing. I don't know. Maybe you need to talk to your financial advisor. Any capital gains, anything that comes into my account, I strictly invest from my TFSA, so it might be different depending on which type of account you're investing in. But anything that goes in my TFSA, if I do pull it out, I get taxed on that. Atiqua, Kumar, Fisker, and CCIV. So Fisker, this is the daily chart on Fisker. Let's go a little bit further back. So we can see, guys, what are we seeing here in FSR, right? Pop, fade, pop, fade, pop, fade, pop, fade. This is starting to become a very common theme for the stock. It's becoming very frustrating because it's getting good news, people are buying it, and there's people dumping it. There's massive amount of dumpers. There's people don't really believe in this company for whatever reason. I don't know why. But there's obviously something going on behind the pictures or behind the scenes that I'm not aware of. Anyways, as far as the chart perspective goes, this 15-16 area is a nice support on this. You can try it, but it's got to be a long-term hold, because as you can see, once it gets that big pop, it doesn't move much anymore. Okay, so if you can get in at around $15-16 area, right now it's at 18 bucks, so I wouldn't even bother chasing it up here, because you're gonna hit moving averages and probably curl back down. As you can see, every time it pulls, pops back up and curls back down, right? So anywhere 15-16, you can kind of hold this maybe long term, 3-4 months, and then kind of see if it can pop back out to that $22-24 area. But at the moment, there's really not much in it in terms of a short-term trade. CCIV, same thing, lots of bag holders in this one. We're sitting at 24 bucks. I warned everybody this day when it popped back up here, these bag holders are going to exit the trade. There's going to be lots of bag holders that this stock needs to eliminate. This stock will take some time. Again, it's going to take maybe at least another four months at least, because every time this pops up, people are going to start dumping, and we really need to clear that 36 area in order to even see any signs of movement on this one. Good morning. Any idea for NEO entry? I'm not sure where you were the last couple of days, but I mean, even last week when it dipped to $31, you guys always want to add to your long-term positions on these days. So I know a few people in our room in the VIP that bought here at $30, $34, $33 area even. But then when we pushed back up, I waited for another pull. We all got in again at 34. So right now it's at 41. So anybody who bought with us on this dip is doing great. However, again, there is no entry for NEO here. Okay, 41.35. I mean, if you're trying to average down long term, you could, but why did you not buy it at 34? Why did you not buy it at 35? Right? We've talked about this 200 moving average for over a month now. I've been telling you guys about this 200 moving average for such a long time, and so many stocks came up to this and found some buying. And this is the great area for you guys to buy long term. If you're trying to buy short term, I don't see a short term trade on NEO. We are still above major resistance areas, the 20-day being one of them. And that's why the stock is just sitting there right now at 41.22. It has resistance on the daily 20-day moving average. And above that, we're going to see resistance at 45 and 46. All right, guys. So to answer your question, short term, no trade. Long term, you could probably get an entry here. However, you want to buy on red days. Johnny Sanchez, how is shop looking? Let's take a look. Again, dip to that 20 to 200-day moving average. It's currently sitting at 11.35. These are great value areas, guys. As far as, short term goes, we have resistance. What happened to my mouse? We have resistance right here, right? So it's clearly above that. It's at 11.39 now. Your next area of resistance is going to be at 11.87, 12.53. So again, Shopify for me has to be a long-term event or long-term trade. Getting in on this price is fine, perfectly fine. And even if it dips back down to this 1,000 area, which is going to be a huge psychological number for this stock, you can buy it. And even if it falls down to 870, I would get a bank loan and buy this shit. Okay. Just really use these 200 moving averages to your advantage when it comes to long-term investing. All right. Thoughts on Boeing, support and resistance. All right. So very, very rarely do I get someone ask me about support and resistance. They just really tell me, what do you think of this? Anyways, again, Boeing, same thing, airlines, right? We had this push in early December where we saw some selling pressure. We came back down. We broke above it with increasing selling pressure. This past resistance, it is now support. Told everybody this as well. Airlines were all coming back into support, looking good. To be honest, I think this does grind back up slowly towards that 297. Expect a lot of selling pressure at 297, especially on Boeing, simply because we had a lot of people who bought the stock up here. Despite what you may think, Boeing had troubles with the crashes of a bunch of airlines 2 years ago. People still believed in the company. It was the main, it was the backbone of the economy at any time, really. So people were really buying this at around 300, 320. Once it sold off, it provided a lot of bag holders on the actual stock. So again, support and resistance wise, you're looking at 279 is going to be your area of resistance. 243 is going to be your support. We break that. 297 is going to be your next area. And above that, really, we can get it up to 320. All right. That's as far as that goes. UAVS. Not really sure what you want to do with UAVS. But again, I know UAVS had some news recently, or is it ER earnings? It's probably an earnings play. But look where we're popping up to, guys. We're sitting at 746, right? Which is close to the 20-day moving average. This is a stock that now, again, just like a bunch of other stocks, have a bunch of bag holders up above. Unless we clear this $10 area, you guys are going to be fighting a lot of sellers. Okay, even if we clear this $10 area, there's still lots of sellers, right? We need to get back above the 50-day moving average. That your question doesn't really ask me, what you want to do with it. If you're trying to invest long term, again, 200-day moving average are great. You're looking at a company that was once valued at $18, hit $4.60, right? I understand they had some bad news, but that's a 50% discount, if not more, right? It's almost like a 60-70% discount at $4.80, right? You guys got to get in the habit of buying on red days. I understand it's a hard thing psychologically, but just do it. Get it away, get it over with. Just close your eyes and you're coming into the 200-day moving average, buy it and forget it, all right? And if you had bought it at $4.86, it popped to $9, right? This is almost a 90% move right here, right? If you had just simply bought at the dip, 200-day moving average, all you had to do was understand where you're buying. This is the value buy right here. 200-day moving average is solid. If you guys just bought this dip, I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do, but you guys got to understand it was coming towards that 200-day moving average, something I've always talked about, right? If you even started at $5, if you started at $5, your investment would have gone up 70%, right? So again, Right now it's at $7. If it does come back towards that 550, 530 area, you can get an entry on long-term position on it. All right, let's see. Which software or website are you using for these readings? Naveed, this is Thinkorswim, available on for Canadians and Americans, and it's provided by the bank that I trade with. All right. There's 55 of you in here and only 28 likes, guys. Come on, smash that like button. All right, we got about 8 more minutes here. Which software was I answered that? BLNK. What do you want to do with BLNK? I really want you guys to get into the habit of telling me what you want to do. Just throwing out tickers is kind of going to be hard for me to kind of understand. So BLNK is sitting at 44.50. That's amazing. Yesterday, I think I said long over $40 yesterday. Is it long over 40? I can't even remember. Long over 39 because it got a little bit choppy. I think it was 40, long over 40. Anyways, it broke above, and here we are sitting at $45. But look at where like these Fibonacci lines are perfect. We hit it, we reject it, right? So the next area we got to get above is that $45 level. If it does show strength this morning over 45, it can very easily hit 47, right? But again, what do I think of it long term? It's got to be a long-term play, right? If we get towards this 47 area and close above the 50-day moving average and set up some sort of a pattern, then we can look for maybe a short-term trade pop towards that, $50 area, and then ultimately look to see if we can retest that 56. But right now we have to close and stay above that 42.50, $45 level. FTFD, why did it pop so much? I think FTFD had some news today, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look. FTFT. Yeah, so Future FinTech announces an agreement to acquire Bitcoin mining farm FTFT. Okay, so that's why this stock has popped. And look, it's above that $7 area, which is an area of resistance that I have drawn here. 749 area is gonna be, let's see where it's at right now. It's at 7. Perfect. Okay, so let's go look at the time frame. There you go. You see that? So this line came from the daily chart. We broke above it. Look where it dipped to. It dipped to that daily resistance area and found some buyers. Okay, you guys need to always put in your support and resistance lines. Anyways, ultimately on this one, if 750 can hold, we can see a move higher towards maybe $9, $8.50. If it loses that, it's gonna come back to 7 and show some weakness around there. All right. Thoughts on Fubo? Short interest, I believe, is over 30%. I mean, there's nothing there for me on Fubo. Fubo has got to be a long-term trade. Again, why? Because you have heavy bag holders and heavy people sitting above you. $26 area is going to be an area of resistance. Above that you have 28. Above that you have 30. Above that you have 35. So lots of ceilings to get through in order for this to really turn it around here. As far as a short-term trade goes, none. I don't see it. As far as a long-term trade goes, you can average, start getting some shares down here closer to the 200-day moving average, and always give yourself room to average down. You never want to go full size on any stock, right? Fubo I just discussed. BLNK I discussed as well. Nancy HA. Let's see, HA. Um, 2671. HA, not bad. It's trying to stay above the 20-day moving average. If it can get back above this 2750, it can attempt back at the 28. But getting a little choppy here, it seems. The days are getting tighter, which is a good sign once it starts getting tighter. And if we do break above that 47.50 area, we could see a move towards 28. But keep an eye on it, very vital, because if it does lose 26, it can come down towards this $24 area, okay? So your moves to the upside, 24.50 break to the upside, we'll see 28. $25 and under, or $26 and under, it will probably see 24.50. UAVS long term. I think I discussed UAVS. Again, UAVS is something that you wanted to buy dips on the 200-day moving average. What about infrastructure area? Is there any good stock to follow? So you guys should use FinViz, and then go to the industrials or sectors, and then from there you guys can choose different sectors and then search through there and see what companies look interesting to you, and which companies you want to invest in. NEO getting a nice push here pre-market. Market in the QQQs still holding up. Interesting to see how we open up here in the first 5-10 minutes. CCIV I already discussed. Eye on me. So once the video is done, it'll be on YouTube. You can kind of go back and take a look at it. BNGO, just an unfortunate chart. Very strong. It did very well. I know we made money on this thing on the way up. But again, same thing, right? We need to really clear that $9.85, $10 area in order to see clear waters towards 11.50, and then we can kind of see good things about it then, right? But currently, again, lots of resistance from $9 to $10. It really needs to get above those areas. Any good day trades for today? Take a look at KMX, had some earnings. Again, you can look at Mara as well, see if it can get above that $50 area. But that's pretty much it. Even the pre-market volume here is very low. We have UPS that's running, or UPC and SNOA. These are your low float runners, so be careful with those. But I don't know, I think it's Thursday and there isn't much volume in the market right now. Wall Street boys are probably already on vacation. Nancy, you're very welcome. Victor, this software is linked to TFSA bank account. If yes, which bank offers it? This is not linked to my TFSA. This is just a direct investing account. It's linked to my direct investing account. My TFSA which is where I hold my long-term positions. That's totally separate, and that is held with a different bank. All right, guys. So we're coming up to that 9 a.m. area again. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like the video. Remember, every Thursday I do go live. So you guys can tune in here every Thursday. We'll do exactly what we did, go over the market and discuss with you guys any questions that you guys may have. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a wonderful trading day, and I'll catch you guys next week. Take care.